Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here, and with the Crown Tundra now out, the moveset videos are coming back, and we have some returning Pokemon, some old favorites that are coming back that have gotten buffs. So first off, we have Blaziken. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, I play competitive Pokemon, I upload Showdown lives, Wi-Fi battles, moveset guides, talking videos, discussions, whatever I want to do. So if you like competitive Pokemon or are interested in it, or just like Pokemon, like listening, feel free to subscribe. I'm on my way to 300,000 subscribers. That's my end of the year goal. And yeah, let's get right into this. I also uploaded a Showdown live earlier today with Blaziken if you guys want to check that out. And once it's I'm able to use it on Wi-Fi, we'll also get a Wi-Fi battle off. So Blaziken is back, and it's back in OU as well, overused. And it is, obviously its best ability is Speed Boost, right? If you guys don't know, Speed Boost raises your speed by one stage every single turn, making Blaziken very, very, very hard to revenge by means of Choice Scarfers. By that I mean, like, Blaziken is typically going to be faster than a Choice Scarfer by the time the Choice Scarfer comes out. So Blaziken has a very, very good attack and very, very good special attack. And again, they gave it some new toys this generation, like Close Combat and U-Turn. So let's get right into the first set. So the first set I think is going to be one of the more standard sets, and that is Swords Dance Life Orb. I have two variations of this, but that's Swords Dance Life Orb Blaziken with a Jolly Nature. You run Jolly Nature, that way you're faster than Pokemon like Dragapult and Zeraora after a speed boost. And it's Dual Stab, Flare Blitz in Close Combat, and then Earthquake. This is a really good balance breaker. Earthquake does, I believe, 96% minimum to physically defensive Toxapex. So just a little bit of chip damage can be a KO, which is why you have Earthquake there. It's mainly there just for Toxapex as a means of dealing with it. And then Flare Blitz or Close Combat are your nukes, right? You run Flare Blitz as a means to do a ton of damage to Pokemon like Hippowdon, and you're basically killing yourself with this set, but again, you're taking something from your opponent as well. You can do up to 95% with a +2 Flare Blitz, which is awesome. That's on fully physically defensive Hippowdon. So if you are pairing this thing with something like a Volcarona or a Tapu Koko that appreciates Hippowdon being gone, I mean, you're great, right? The thing about Blaziken is that the Swords Dance sets are way better versus slower teams, whereas sets with Protect are better versus offense. So while it's been banned previously, for good reason, I'm still on the fence when it comes to that. But Close Combat's great because in a metagame, previously it had High Jump Kick, which is stronger than Close Combat, but in a metagame where Ghosts are so prevalent, right? You have Dragapult, you have Aegislash. Now granted, these are Pokemon that don't always want to switch into Blaziken, but you also don't want to go for High Jump Kick, already risking missing and taking 50% anyway, but also have them go into a Ghost after. So Close Combat just becomes that spammable stab. Now we have a second variation of the Swords Dance set, and that's Swords Dance Knockoff, Close Combat, and Earthquake. Now Knockoff I think is going to be very good on Blaziken. With a little bit of chip on Slowbro, you can knock that out, but it also gives you the KO on Dragapult as well as Latios unboosted. I believe you do 96% minimum to Latios, and Latios is going to be a giant threat considering it does have Mystical Fire and Aura Sphere now, so it has means of dealing with its counters. But Swords Dance Knockoff, Close Combat, Earthquake, obviously this one is going to need a little bit more chip on Pokemon like Landorus before you can actually break through, whereas the other one, +2 Flare Blitz, will knock out Landorus. At the same time, obviously your own HP is going to take a drop, but Knockoff is nice just for getting rid of items in general. Heavy Duty Boots are so prevalent, and it's a very good spell move, can deal with Pokemon like Slowbro, like I said, as well as the Lottie Twin. Now Blaziken, as I mentioned, does have access to U-Turn now. So the next set we have is the Choice Band set. Well, I guess you can run Scarf on it too. But Choice is really cool because basically think of it as a budget Infernape, but not even a budget Infernape because Speed Boost makes it faster than Infernape. So what I mean by that is that in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, Infernape would run Flare Blitz, Close Combat, U-Turn, and then its last move would usually be Mach Punch, sometimes Stone Edge, sometimes Thunder Punch, depending on what's being ran mostly in the tier. On a Choice Band set, Blaziken can now do the exact same thing with Flare Blitz, Close Combat, and U-Turn. U-Turn's great because if Pokemon like Slowbro or the Lotties want to come in on you, you get so much damage off on them, or you kill depending on if Stealth Rock are up. in Latios' case, and then you can bring out a counter after that, or like let's say they got the Toxapex on you because you're a Blaziken. Obviously, you're fighting in fire, so Toxapex can come in, or any bulky water. You go for U-turn as they come in. You bring out something like Magnezone or a Tapu Koko or something to just take advantage of the Pokemon coming in. So U-turn is really good at allowing you to do that, as well as giving your speed boost. It's standard. Most of these are Jolly nature, either Jolly or Naive on most of them. You can play around, but I think that Jolly is important. You can go Adamant, but I think Jolly is important because, again, that speed tier at +1 being faster than Pokemon like Dragapult and Zeraora. But also, more importantly, not necessarily more importantly, but also as important, being fast in Heat Red naturally is very, very strong. So the last move is either Earthquake or Thunder Punch. Earthquake will 2-hit KO Toxapex with the Choice Band, so that's really nice. And again, it's mainly there just for Toxapex. But Thunder Punch gives you a move that can still do decent damage to Toxapex, but also hit Slowbro in the process without you turning out, but as well as Pelipper. So that's the big one. Pelipper's there, so you have a way of OHKOing Pelipper. I'd also like to say that you could slash Stone Edge on these sets if you want to hit Pokemon like Zapdos too in the same time, and Pelipper. Though Zapdos doesn't appreciate... I'm sorry if you guys hear my dog bark at some point. I'm watching my 8-month-old puppy. But Thunder Punch just gives you that, you know, guaranteed KO on Pelipper. And I mean, you're a fire and fighting type, so water is going to be, you know, kind of feel useful versus you. It also hits Pokemon like Tapu Fini, Azumarill, and Primarina. So every bulky water Thunder Punch can give you something to hit. The next set we have is a Life Orb mix set, taking advantage of Blaziken's high special attack stat as well. Now, the set is going to be run Naive because you don't want to weaken your special attack, just your special defense. And it's Close Combat, Overheat, and there's my dog. It's Close Combat, and I'll pause it, we'll be right back. Alright, like I said, mixed Blaziken with Close Combat, Overheat, U-turn, and Knockoff. Now, again, I'm going to just say in terms of slashes, you can do something like either Thunder Punch or Earthquake as well if you want to deal with Pokemon like Toxapex as well as Slowbro. But Overheat's cool because Pokemon like Landorus are going to come in and have that Intimidate on you and weaken, you know, your Close Combat, weaken a Flare Blitz. Overheat gives you a mixed way of dealing with them. Or also something like Physically Defensive Skarmory or Physically Defensive Corviknight, right? You can do a ton with Flare Blitz, but you're also going to be taking a ton of recoil. On top of that, some of them like to run Rocky Helmet, so you'll be taking Rocky Helmet on top of Life Orb as well. So Overheat gives you a way of kind of dealing with that, giving you just a really strong one-turn move. Yes, it does lower your special attack, but the cool thing about it as well is after you Overheat, let's say they bring out Latios or Latias, you can U-turn out of there, or Slowbro, you can U-turn out of there right after and get some chip on that too. So Close Combat is incredible because it's very, very spammable, as I mentioned before. You want to use that over things like High Jump Kick, though you can use High Jump Kick. Again, the power difference is, you know, 10% is big, right? 120 versus 130. That's a 10 base power increase, excuse me. The 10 base power difference is huge. But yeah, so you can run Knockoff on that too. I like Knockoff on Naive Life Orb Blaziken, like I said, because it knocks out Dragapult as well as Latios. And I like the Overheat too. I think Overheat's better than Fire Blast on this set because Fire Blast implies you can spam it mostly, but this is just supposed to be a Life Orb mixed breaker. This is supposed to come in and disrupt. Right, disrupt defensive cores, do decent damage to Zygarde with Close Combat, like 2-hit KO some variants. U-turn out of there when it needs to, just come in and hit. Kind of like a Cinderace or like running like heavy duty boots and just U-turn around and Pyro Balling and things like that. And again, your last move is Knockoff, but you can run Thunder Punch and Earthquake if you want to. And then the last set, I think, is the best Blaziken set versus offense. Now, I think Swords Dance is really, really good versus more bulky oriented teams, but versus offense, Blaziken just doesn't have the speed or the bulk to really set up and effectively get a speed boost or safely get a speed boost. So that's why we have Protect. Now, Protect 3 attacks. Protect allows you to get that speed boost, waste a turn, see what your opponent wants to do, scout, and we're running Naive, max attack, 4 special attack, max speed, like most of these sets are going to be running on that. But your first move is going to be Fire Blast or Overheat. Now, it's really up to you. Overheat, again, is that nuke. It just does so much more damage in general, and it's a little bit more accurate. But at the cost of your special attack, whereas Fire Blast is a little bit more spammable too. You'll do a little bit more to Landers with Overheat than you will with Fire Blast. You'll do more to Coco with Overheat than you will with Fire Blast. But obviously you can use Fire Blast too if you think that you're going to use this as like a late game sweeper. You probably want to have a move that you can use repeatedly, not like Overheat, whereas you use it once in your -2 special attack. Then you have Close Combat after. Again, it's your most spammable move. You're hitting Pokemon like T-Tar. You're getting good neutral off on things as well. It's also to note that physically defensive Powdon does not like Close Combat into Overheat. So that's really cool too. And also I just want to note that some Powdons do run special defensive because of things like Volcarona. So that might be something that's actually in Blaziken's favor. And I'm excited to see how that ends up going. Like, again, this mon might end up being banned, but then you have Knockoff as the last move. I think Knockoff is very important on the Life Orb anti-offense mon, because offensive mons like Dragapult and Latios will be seen on offense. So just being able to deal with those, I think makes a big difference in its wall breaking or its breaking capabilities. Now, just again to give you an idea of the damage versus a physically defensive Hippowdon, max defense, max HP. It takes 37 to 44 from a Life Orb Close Combat, and then it takes 61 to 72 from an Overheat after. So depending on rolls, you can actually knock out Hippowdon too, which is pretty good. You do minimum 98%, right? That's assuming it's running leftovers too. Like if it's running Rocky Helmet, it's not going to be getting recovery. So if Stealth Rock Up, or if not running Heavy Duty Boots, it's not going to be a recovery. So if Stealth Rock Up or Spike or whatever, you'll actually be knocking out physically defensive Hippowdon with 2 hits. But yeah, that's basically what I have for Blaziken in terms of checks and counters. I think offense does just literally offensive mons that are strong, right? Dragapult, Zeraora, Pheromosa. Yes, these are all mons that might just miss out on the KO or do enough, but they're really good versus Swords Dance Blaziken variants of Blaziken because they don't have to protect, so they have to wait a turn, right? And Pheromosa has like Close Combat. Scarfers as well are good versus non-protect variants as well. This set, the SD sets are just way better versus bulky teams. But when it comes to checks to like offensive protect through attacks, you have of course your bulky waters that I mentioned before, Slowbro, you have Primarina, you have Azumarill, you even have like Urshifu Rapid Strike, which can also Aqua Jet or live hits. It also lives like a Life Orb High Jump Kick as well. And High Jump Kick is also an option on this Pokemon too. Of course, Toxapex is up there as well. It's only threatened by Swords Dance, Life Orb, Earthquake. Besides that, it's not really a threat. And even then, you might be thinking on the first set where it runs Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Earthquake, like, why would I run that, man? I can't hit Latios. I mean, you're doing like around 90-something% minimum to Latios with +2 Life Orb Flare Blitz. This move hits incredibly hard. So, all in all, I'm actually really excited to see how Blaziken performs in this metagame. I don't think it is an insta-quick ban, like a Pokemon like Genesect, for instance. And, I mean, you'll see in the video that I use, and the video that Blunder did as well, if you guys want to check out some videos of Blaziken actually being used. You can see that while it was good in some games, other games it kind of just like, it had to take like 90% in order to get a hit off, and then it ended up killing itself to recoil. So overall, it's a fun Pokemon. If you guys did like this video, leave a like, subscribe. I have G Fuel as well. I have a code for G Fuel for 30% off. If you're over 18, you can pick it up. It's an energy drink as well. That link is down below. Use code AIM. And that's all I got. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.